feel that a college is not flexible enough for you, right? COVID-19 is a perfect example of that, if they are or they're not. Or are they going to be supportive, right, for you, whether you're doing remote learning or not, or whether that's going to give you a great career opportunity or not. LinkedIn is a great resource to find this information. PayScale also is one I like too. But those are the things that you don't have to decide right now. Oh, this is a one school I want to go to. This is my top choice. No. Get that out of your mindset. You need to remember you're presenting a proposal. You want those colleges to say, congratulations, and with a package deal that you are happy with. And that may mean about choices, options, financial aid, whatever. But from there, then you will rank your list. The only rank list or priority you should look at is on the college process. What is your rank list of what's important for you? Close to home, far away from home, a big campus, a small campus. It must have this major or this program or this support system, et cetera, et cetera. That's the rank list. That's what you have to prioritize on there. That is something that is very key. And if you happen to have that one college that hasn't budged, then email the representative and let them know what's going on. Because the grace in all this is that you are not the only one being impacted. Again, you are not the only one being impacted. There are others out there for you. So don't focus on what you can't change. Focus what you can change. Now, while you're doing social distancing, having your mask on, right? Being safe. Because remember, if you want to be a superhero, what a better time to put a mask and save lives, because literally that's what you are doing for yourself, your loved ones, and your neighbor. But you could also help your neighbor in many ways too, even while you're doing everything from your home. So what are some ways, right? And yes, you are so powerful more than you know. So here's a list from the Youth Changing the World, YSA.org, just to kind of get your brain working. Oh, what about that other powerful too? Oh, yeah, your heart working as well too. And it'd be a great way to kind of connect with others. Now, keep in mind, you always want to make sure that you're doing this safely. You're consulting with your caregivers, and make sure that you're looking at these programs that are, a reliable nonprofit that you know for. So here are some ways. How can you stop hunger, right? What are some ways that if your family can donate to food banks if you feel that you and your family are not highly vulnerable to COVID-19, there's a lot of different ways that people are volunteering at food banks in person as well if you cannot donate food or money to that. Support essential workers. What are some ways, right? Sometimes it's just a nice note. Yeah, not an email. A nice note to an adult, right? There's an essential worker that's outside. Maybe just a simple note, a simple drawing for that. Or just mail it to the nursing station at XYZ Hospital. Sending out that love, that appreciation. Sometimes you have to remember when there is tragedy, you need to inspire hope and provide hope for others. You also want to make sure that don't forget about people who may feel isolated, people who are senior citizens. Maybe a family member who has some mental disability that you want to just maybe make a phone call, teach them how to do Zoom. Have a lot of patience when you do that, especially with people who are not familiar with that technology. But don't knock it till you try it. But that's something that's important. Have a connection. I still remember, and I told you guys this already, those kids who play instruments or other ones who sang outside for their neighbors. Provide childcare. That's really important, right? See if you could find out what your schedule is, even remote learning, if you could help out. You may be already doing that with your family. So important for you to create a schedule that works for the younger ones and you, the student, but also maybe there's something that you could help out on the side. Maybe some people be willing for just to pay, right, in a pod outside in the yard, right, somewhere that maybe there's a street that's blocked, you're wearing your mask, your screens, and you're doing some tutoring on the side. There's an election coming up, right? So prepare for the election. Put out signs. Hey, if you're going to do mail-in or absentee ballot, which are the same thing, make sure it's out right now. The recommendations by October 14. Get it mailed in early so there's no delay. Promote healthy behaviors, right? That doesn't mean, hey, wear a mask. That means maybe putting up signs, right? My superheroes are ones who wear a mask. Hey, that was pretty catchy. Make and donate fast masks. So that's also another way. You can support people out of work, right? So, I know a lot of people are donating to Goodwill, Salvation Army. They have so many items right now. Celebrate special events. Yeah, like I remember on the news, this one kid had a birthday party. They put a sign, and this other little kid decided to go to a store. They didn't know each other and drop off a gift outside their doorstep, right? So that's another great way of doing that. Celebrating, showing that excitement, advocate for a policy change, right? Remember, we have a youth commissioner office, right? So, and there's youth commissioners to speak about concerns you may have. There's certain things that are affecting youth that may be on your ballot. So keep that in mind. Express any concerns, right, that may be dealing with social justice. And not just with social media, right? Writing letters to legislators out there. Did you know that one letter received represents like about 1,000 voices? You could also even just do QVCs, make that a TikTok, right? And so people could scan that to pledge about things that you feel that are really important. Donate blood, again, with permission with your caregivers. If that's something that's important, there is a shortage that's happening nationwide. You could foster shelter animals, which is very popular. I think like there's very few out there right now. So, but definitely there's still always going to be out there. Spread cheer. Hey, good morning, right? Sing, even if you're a bad singer like me, but doing different things and contact your favorite nonprofits. Here are ways to do that. And by the way, showing gratitude is so healthy to do that, right? So maybe write a note to say thank you. I know I made my kids write notes to their educators for just doing the extra because everyone's doing extra. Wouldn't you like to say thank you, right? In a written card, a lot of times people think you have to buy something. Oh, by the way, when I said card, you don't have to go to Hallmark, right? Though I know the store is struggling right now. But you could just make a card, get paper, like do your thing, your way, from your heart. And that is the best way of doing that. So again, listen and learn from what you've told yourself, what you experience from the last semester, and then continue with the things that you did like, things that are beneficial. Things you don't like, if you have control over it, cut that sucker out. And if there's things that adults are doing, right, that adding more stress, then have a communication. But if your parents just want to check in once, like, hey, you cannot be in your room doing your homework because I know you're binge watching, do your homework outside. Yeah, it may sound like a nag, but aren't they really helping you though? Aren't they really helping you? So keep in mind and also make those good, healthy decisions, right? Are you in the best place that's available to you for Wi-Fi that keeps you focused on your work? That's something that's critical. So kind of reflect on that until the busyness happens. And as I said before, communicate in your house. Don't forget, for those of you who are thinking about college, communicate with the college reps. Just because they're not visiting you, they're having open houses, online, virtual interviews. Seniors, did you hear me? Yeah, you're a senior now. To go do those interviews. Not all schools do it, but a lot do. So do those interviews email the questions. Find out who is that rep who's going to be reading your application and address questions, right? Make sure that you are involved. This is for you. This is your time to decide how you are going to be your own superhero. While you have a mask on, because you got to do it. That's how we're going to do this and get out of this all together. And when you have your mask off. Superhero work is hard. That's why they developed the Super Friends, a.k.a., right, Justice League, the Avengers. Think about it, right? They stopped the end game, those Avengers, because they came all together despite everyone's differences, right? Despite the different opinions, right? This is the time where we all need to continue to step up. And it's okay. It's okay to have moments to step down, but make sure that you check in with that trusted adult to kind of let you know, hey, I had a hard day. Can you just listen? Or I'm not sure how to handle this. Can you help? Please communicate. Again, and once again, remember, we are apart, but together. And if you feel that things are just really getting hard, reach out to others about this is getting harder. I've heard all the information. It'll be okay. Well, sometimes it doesn't feel it's okay, and that's all right. But if you're really not feeling okay, then you need to communicate that. Because if you're shaking a bottle that's carbonated and you shake and you let a little bit air out, it sometimes, and usually it does, it will explode in not the cleanest way. But if you have someone like helping you, like, hey, ooh, go slow, maybe put it down for a while, right? We all need that feedback, right? And that's okay to get that. Some feedback may not be the one that we want, but then again, you have that communication, all right? So I understand that things may be disappointing as we move forward, but remember, like you were taught when you're really young, safety first. And then the second thing that we learn, love matters so much. So remember to hear those words, even if it's you in the morning when you wake up and your hair is everywhere, right? And you're like, oh, maybe I should start brushing your teeth. Please brush your teeth. So important. Cavities is not a friend to anybody, right? And say you love yourself, right? We care for you, right? And you will get through this, but not alone, but together. And as something as my parents have taught me when they immigrated in this country with no language, they had tragedy very early on in this country and was devastating to them. And then one thing is that they did with their actions, not their words, is they put in their mindset, nothing's impossible unless we think it's impossible. So create those possibilities, create them with your peers, with your family, with the resources that you have around you, whether it be that nonprofit, that organization that you work for, or at your school setting. Keep knocking on those doors because they're waiting for you. And I can't wait till you get through the other side and we all get through those doors so we give each other a great big hug when it's safe. Take care, guys. Thank you for the show. And until next time, thank you for listening to SI Counseling Podcast, where we help our students strive to respond courageously to the opportunities and challenges of our time.